Welcome back to part 7. I am Arumba. Thank you for joining. I'm very excited to record today. I mentioned in the last video that I was having some issues with the frame rate dropping suddenly and getting some lag, a little bit of audio distortion. So I can't stand that, and I'm willing to spend money to make the production quality better and a better viewing experience for you. And I just care about the quality of the work that I put out. So I did just buy a new hard drive. Very excited to see that coming in the mail by tomorrow. I've been using my solid state drive. I built this gaming rig about not a year, my goodness, not nearly a year, probably 3 months ago. Pretty good quality equipment, but I only put a 120 gigabyte solid state drive on it, thinking I'd only be using it for just playing games. And I did a little bit of research, and apparently the issue I'm running into is that Crusader Kings 2 is not really it is a very processor heavy game. It can get very slow in the later stages of it. But the real issue is when you record in 1080p onto the hard drive while trying to access that data to play the game. It's an issue with reading and writing at the same time. So I'm going to get that secondary hard drive. It's 2 terabytes. Be able to do probably longer length videos. I may or may not actually upload them as longer videos. I want to keep them short just so you don't feel obligated to sit for an hour. I think that's too long. I mean, for crying out loud, it's not a movie. I'd like to hope someday maybe it's the quality's good enough you feel like it's a movie, but it's really it's 20 minutes of a person playing a video game. So thank you for joining. Where we last left off, we had just started a new war, raised the levy, sent them over here. I made a mistake and I dismissed my fleet, and now I can't raise them again because they're occupied. The port's occupied. So we're having a little bit of a standoff here. He's going to siege my area. I'm going to siege his area. We're going to lose a little bit of money as we lose these holdings. Actually, we've already lost our holdings, so we lose that money. We won't lose money when these are held because they're not our holding, but the person that owns them is going to lose the amount of income, the base tax rate. So when this castle falls, our poor Baron Philip is going to lose 4 gold. I think he can handle it. He's got 106. Now this war will still win. We're at -18 right now because he sieged that first area first, having the advantage on a city versus a castle. We're going to win though, because even if he sieges every single possession I own, we're going to win because we're sieging the war target. And some of the other Paradox games, the way that it works is that the war target's the primary goal. So as soon as we capture the entire city here, we're going to start getting a ticking war score of 1.25% per month that we hold the city. So we can just camp out here, and eventually we're going to win, and I'm not really too worried about it. If I see any opportunity to get those ships back, I am going to try to speed it up though. The other part to the plan is I do want to continue warring. Our possessed, ambitious, zealous, yet kind liege does not like us right now because he wants the city that we took from the pagans before he finished his holy war. So because he's ambitious and he wants the city, it's a -75 point malice. And I think that this might be the one. I think this is going to be the video where we decide to kick him out. If we look at the actual annual situation here, he costs us 18 gold a year, and that's a lot of money. And so we might just decide to get rid of him. I'll show you a little bit more about how factions work. We can use factions to our advantage for this, and we'll see what we can do. But for now, oh yes, and we have a lot of money. Yes. Lots of money is good. Let's wrap this war up, and then we'll use our war chest to get rid of our liege. And I think it's worth saying that the other 3 republics, they start off independent, and yet we start off with a liege. And I don't want a liege. I don't want to pay anybody. It's my money. It reminds me of that commercial for structured payments. Bernstein, I think it was. It's my money, and I want it now. If you're not from America, you might not recognize that. Alright, so some success. That's right, we were killing another patrician. That's good. Unfortunately, we were caught, but he doesn't seem to have any heirs or any people in his family to know and be upset about it. So, where are we at here? 3 trade posts we can consider stealing. If we look at the Republic, we are now thoroughly in the lead, even though our brother's only 26. So you can see how easy it is to just, murder everyone in the entire court and really take advantage of the plotting that can be done in the game. So probably the next plot is going to be to steal Gotland. Let's try doing that. Oh yes, he has a tremendous amount of war score or a plot power. And I think again the reason why is going to be because he's a child. He's got two intrigue, and being a minor, he just doesn't really have any defense. So this is where the game, I think, gets even easier, because I'm never going to let the other patricians get adults. We're just always going to have children as enemies. Children are going to be the competition. I'm fairly ruthless in this way, so. Get our 3 supporters. Unlike the last video where we had to try 4 times, I think we'll get it right away because, yes, minimal city taxes, yes. It's almost like he heard me. It's almost like he's saying, okay, well, I know you're about to rebel, so I'm going to lower your taxes, so hopefully that you will not leave. But he didn't, so we're still going to kick him out. Let's get above 150% this time so that we don't have to go into that silly bidding war. And I think that they should remove the ability for somebody to actually do that. They shouldn't be able to go negative. If somebody has 50 gold and they spend 200 and they're then moved down to a negative 150, I'm okay with that. They're just going in debt. But if you have no money at all, like you're at negative 150 and you want to spend another 200, this isn't the American government here. Like, you can't just print money. So I think it's unfortunate that they're able to do that. And we do need to pick an ambition. None of these are really going to matter because we're not going to have a liege anymore. And our vassals don't like the fact that we've raised their levies for so long. There's a couple of solutions to that problem. One is to stop raising the levies. The other is to kill the person, which I like to do, because then the new person doesn't have any penalty with you. It's just simpler that way. I get to use their army. Okay, 150% plot power. We'll take another trade post. Thank you. Appreciate your kind and generous donation to the Aufstenkirkas Dynasties Empire. Okay, now we need to decide. This is both ownings of Gildehusen. So let's take a look at their holdings. We need to find them. Gildehusen. So it's these two. And I want the ones that have the cities, ideally. This one has just a bishopric, no city. So we'll go for the one here in Bleking. And unfortunately, we're out of people. He likes him. See, occasionally they like the person too much, and I'm probably not going to bribe him. I'll just murder him. I feel like this game makes me a little bit more aggressive than I would normally be. My solution to every problem just seems to be to murder people. I'm not like that, not in real life. So here you can see, as an example, now that we've captured the city, you can see it says plus 0%. Grand Mayor Botstein of Gotland controls Gdansk, and every month that we hold the city, we're going to gain 1.25%. He has some war score from capturing my areas, but we get much more because we got the war target, and this ticking war score is going to quickly put this war in our favor. I do want to see. We lose ships to release. We don't have enough ships to actually bring the whole army back. We only need 15%. Maybe we can get somebody. Be nice if we had a few amoral people. They just have a positive +1 or 2 to any murder. They enjoy murder as much as me. Oh, great. Okay, this is a good event for us. So it bothers me that my liege, King Ing the First, holds a title that should rightfully be mine. I can request the title, and so what title is it talking about? Well, basically because I have, it's the same thing that he's upset about. Okay, he is upset that I have the city of Yixkul, right? So if we go to our character, we can see where's city of Yixkul. Okay, that's part of our realm. Mayor of Yixkul, so our brother owns it. That's this one here. So our brother owns this city. He wants this city because it's part of his county, and basically we're trying to get him to give it to us. Now if this works, then he's just going to give us the whole county, which would be great. If it doesn't, he's going to like us less, and that's okay, because we're gonna rebel. My dear friend and vassal, you are a bedrock of loyalty, the cornerstone of the realm. Truly, there is support for your claim in the Bible. I know that God will reward you in time. My liege is wise. So I believe we just got blown off. In time, my friend. I will not give you the title that you want. That's fine. So we've had some factions show up. Can we get any more ships? Nope. So if we look at the war score here, see positive 3.75, now positive 5. So eventually we'll win just based on that, but we'll capture his next city and then see if we can end this war. The only reason I haven't started the war against the Liege is you don't want to have a multi-front war going, but also you can't actually do faction plots while you're at war. You have to start a plot you can start the plot, but you can't actually instigate it until you're at peace. And he'll take a -10 opinion penalty if I'm part of a faction. In fact, let me just illustrate that. If I go to the Independence faction, I can start it, and we've got enough men right now to beat him, but this demand independence, you can't do it because we're not at peace. And then when I look at him now, he doesn't like me because I'm a faction member. Now again, there's no cooldown, so I can just leave this. And ta-da, he likes me a little bit more. I had to break up a fight between my son Johann and another child today. John's heart is filled with envy. Talk to him about kindness. Be kind. Normally I wouldn't keep these ships up, but good job, Chancellor. I'm going to need at least one person, anybody, just to have 3 people. Okay, never mind. He's a great Chancellor. I mean, he's got 18 diplomacy, but he's blocking my plans for world conquest. So we'll kill him. And Hanem is doing a good job of expanding. I feel like we've got a little bit too much money right now, but just cannot justify. I want to stockpile it until Fantastic. He's being useful. He's being useful until we kill him. I mean, he's done this twice now. That's plus 80 opinion with our liege in just a couple months. Actually, 120. He stacked that buff 3 times. So despite his ambition and his desire to control the city, he still likes us. Positive 70 opinion. That's some darn fine chancelloring. Actually, I'm going to take advantage of that. We're going to dump our gold on trade posts because of that opinion benefit. He's got it high enough that I'm going to start these trade posts now. And then we are going to go to war with them, but you know, once they're built, it doesn't really matter. And in the meantime, let's get you working on the next county over, so we can get Denmark to like us too. And I'm not going to really hold too much money in reserve because I don't think it's going to be hard to win the independence war. Especially as aggressive as our liege is. He keeps on declaring holy wars, and as soon as his army leaves, we can just start our war. And there's really not much of a benefit to having a liege as a republic. I mean, he doesn't really protect us from anybody. I suppose that if he's not our liege, he might try to embargo our trade ports, but I'll be able to just beat him. Humboldt is good. If you could give me some feedback on these events. I read some of them when they're interesting, but a lot of them I just click through. If you think that there's value in reading them, I don't know if you enjoy kind of a more slower pace and enjoying the flavor, the events. I don't mind reading them, or pausing, or at least delaying, so you can read them yourself. But I also don't want to bore anybody with extra detail. We lose 50 gold because of random trade events, just from being a republic. He is slowly working his way. The way that this interface works, it took me a long time actually to really understand what's happening here. This game is very complex, but once you get it, it's not as complicated as you think. So on every single holding here, you can see 3 flags. So the top right is the liege, like the topmost faction or the topmost realm that owns it. So if I click on another place like here, we can see that this is the Duchy of Lithuania. We click on that and we can see that the highest person, this person has no liege, is him. So when we're looking at this, we can see that's the liege. This is the actual person that directly controls it. And then if you're in war, this one here in the middle shows who currently has possession of it due to war. So he sieged this one, this one, this one, and is working on this one. That's why this 621 defenders is these 2 numbers, the defenders of this castle. If I look at his holding, these 2 flags match because the topmost liege is him, and he is the one that owns it. So we're about to lose this last castle. Our court chaplain is wanting to embrace the Lollard religion. That could be very interesting. I'm gonna stop the video right here and think about that for a bit because I want to know. He's possessed too. That's funny. A lot of possessed people in our court. So he wants us to go heretic, and the disadvantage to that is that then all of the Catholic people, the entire Catholic religion, which is this, would be allowed to declare a holy war on a republic. The advantage to going heretic would be that we could declare holy wars on this. And since our goal is world domination, I think it might be the plan that we go with. We'd also be the only republic that's not Catholic, which it's kind of going against the grain, which I like. And it's also something of a challenge, because if we just keep playing the way we're playing right now, I'm going to win. I mean, we've been playing for 13, 14 years, so I'm going to stop it here, and we'll see if this decision makes sense. Thanks for watching, and look forward to seeing you next video.